You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans, Brooke is going to win back Ridge, even though she's heartbroken right now and he's engaged to her chief rival. And we're going to talk about how it happens because at the moment, yes, things look dire. But by the time Brooke and Ridge are back from Italy, the winds of change are blowing strong and she's going to get her destiny back in a big way. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to talk about how Brooke's going to get her man Ridge back, and the ring he put on another woman's finger won't even matter. But hey, click subscribe if you are not following us yet. So at the moment, we've got Ridge newly engaged to Taylor, and very soon Brooke gets much closer to Nick Marone. But thanks to Brad Bell's interview with Italian magazine OG, we know that while in Italy, Ridge has an epiphany about his love life that changes everything. So Brooke is going to get her guy. She's going to win in the end, and Taylor better call her chakra lady because heartbreak is coming for her. Despite Ridge saying yes to Taylor's proposal and telling Brooke they're really done, well, guess what? In case you hadn't figured it out already, it's far from over. Now, Ridge is supposedly happily engaged to Taylor, and this is going to get messy even though they are looking forward to their future together. This has left Brooke completely devastated, but at the same time, this crushing engagement news clears the way for Nick Marone to make a big move to win Brooke's heart. Nick really wants a future with Brooke, so Ridge's engagement is great news for Nick, bottom line. Finally, Brooke realizes she may need to just go ahead and give up on Ridge and move on. She doesn't want to, but, she has to. So Brad Bell spilled in an interview that I had translated that Ridge and Brooke are the end game, not Taylor and not Nick. It's going to be all about destiny, according to Brad Bell. So this reunion will be more of Ridge coming around to seeing that Brooke is who he should be with rather than Brooke doing something sketchy to steal Ridge from Taylor, Not that she wouldn't, but that doesn't seem to be how it's going to play out. But Brooke also has some cards to play. I will say that. So the first tool in her arsenal, of course, is Ridge's brother, Nick. I suspect, even though Ridge claims he's moved on with Taylor, that Brooke's still going to flaunt Nick in Ridge's face every chance she gets, and it's going to bother him. Ridge is already jealous that Nick is in LA. That bothers him. And he also doesn't like that the guy's lurking around Brooke. Regardless of Ridge's engagement to Taylor, he doesn't want Brooke anywhere near Nick. Because the bottom line is Ridge cannot stand his half-brother, doesn't want him around Brooke at all, doesn't want him around any of them. But that jealousy is a red flag that deep down, Ridge still loves his Logan. So the second thing working in Brooke's favor is Ridge Forrester. Even though he's being super friendly to Taylor, congratulated her and Ridge on the engagement, and said she's family, we all know Ridge doesn't want Ridge to get hitched to Taylor again. So I doubt Ridge gives up. I expect more of him pressing Ridge, saying, Brooke's the woman you're meant to be with. Ridge doing this behind Taylor's back is not cool, but I do think Ridge will low-key try and sabotage her and Ridge's engagement. That is going to be a big help to Brooke because Ridge will be getting that destiny propaganda from his dad. I don't see Ridge letting up, although I don't think he'll do it where Taylor can hear. In Ridge's mind, though, this isn't him being malicious. He is actually, in his mind, trying to do what's best for Ridge and really what's best for Taylor, too. So another thing I suspect could help Brooke get her man is the reveal that Liam is dying of an inoperable brain tumor. That's big stuff, him dying so young, and it might get Ridge thinking about his own mortality. Maybe he'll think about his own destiny, literally. Steffi and Hope talked about how short life is after the Liam terminal tumor reveal, and that's why they buried the hatchet on their years-long rivalry. Steffi and Hope are even somewhat friends now. So when Ridge finds out Liam's dying, it could have the same effect on him. It could put everything into perspective. It's going to hit close to home, obviously. And Ridge may think, which woman do I really want? Who do I see holding my hand if I was on my deathbed? Taylor or Brooke? I mean, of course, he loves Taylor, and Ridge has cared deeply about her for a long time. He doesn't want to hurt her. But if his heart is truly with Brooke, then he's not really being fair to Taylor by carrying on with this. So Liam's diagnosis could make Ridge see that he needs to be true to his heart no matter where that leads, even if it leads him to Brooke. So the next thing I think will affect Ridge is along the same lines, something that makes him think about life being short. That could be Steffi's near-death experience at the hands of lunatic Luna coming the end of this week and early next week. Steffi's facing off with Luna again, and she's holding Steffi at gunpoint. Of course, Ridge is going to be horrified. And after Steffi has yet another brush with death, obviously that will affect him. And it could make Taylor want to do something life-affirming like getting married to Ridge ASAP, but instead it could have Ridge actually tap the brakes and say, well, this just happened. There's a lot going on, so we'll see. But I think it's going to get his wheels turning. I don't think it's going to be an instant realization, but I think it's going to get his wheels turning. But the big kicker, the final thing that's going to get Brooke back into Ridge's arms is something that happens in Italy. According to Brad Bell in that OG interview, he said something happens in Italy that makes Ridge realize Brooke is the one. Bell said Ridge and Brooke decide to be together and it is forever. So in Napoli, Italy, there is going to be a B&B scene coming this summer where Bell says it'll be a historic moment for Brooke and Ridge. He's talking about how unique it is, something they haven't done. We'll see about that. But anyway, he said, and I quote directly from the magazine interview that I bought and had translated, quote, Ridge will finally understand he can't live without Brooke, end quote. Brad Bell also called the events in Italy a turning point for Ridge, and what's been promised is the end of his waffle boy days, which that'd be great, right? Because it is tiresome. So according to showrunner Bell, Brooke and Ridge will be together forever after this. And we've seen a behind-the-scenes photo showing Ridge either jumping or falling into the water. It's hard to tell if it's on purpose and he dives in or it's an accident and he falls in from the way the photo is staged. So maybe Brooke falls in, she's in the water, and Ridge dives in to save her, or it could be he has some kind of accident that leads to a near-death experience after he falls into the water and he's in danger. Either way, we could see Ridge's whole life flash before his eyes, and it's all about Brooke. So Taylor should enjoy being engaged to Ridge while she can, and it looks like they are still engaged when he and Eric and Brooke and Steffi head to Italy. Nick is in these Italy scenes as well, by the way. But by the time Ridge comes back home to LA, by then, according to the showrunner, everything has changed.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.